The Teamsters announced they will not endorse a candidate for president, making Kamala Harris the first Democrat since 1996 not to get the union's backing. And New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is not happy about it.
I'm very disappointed in Sean O'Brien's leadership. I have found it increasingly alarming all year. When the Teamsters are in trouble, who do they call? When we need to make sure that Teamsters pensions are bailed out, when we need to make sure that they have a fair shake at the negotiating table with Rail, it was Sean O'Brien calling Democrats for help.
She should maybe get into her district where it voted far Republican, far right Republican, and maybe find out what the problem is. When I have a problem in a work site and there is criticism, I get right in there and find out what.
What do you mean
voted
far right Republican?
In our polling,
she's a Democrat.
In our polling,
oh, you mean among Teamsters?
In our polling, New York, her district, voted overwhelmingly Republican to support former President Trump. So she may want to focus on her job instead of mine.
All right, y'all, we are back with another video. And before we get to the video, please put prayers for Donald Trump in the comment section. We must protect President Trump at all times. And it brings me to this video right here because what just happened changes everything. And the Democrats are pissed. As y'all can see, AOC, she is pissed because she's mad that the Teamsters Union pretty much endorsed Donald Trump and not Kamala Harris. And they are pissed off. It's all on YouTube. It's all on X. The Democrats are pissed off. Now they trying to go at the Teamsters Union because they mad because they didn't endorse Kamala Harris. Why would they endorse Kamala Harris? This woman is repeating the same thing she said in the debate. Every interview she done did, she repeating everything from that debate. Nothing new. This woman ain't doing nothing but lying to the American people. She's trying to lie her way back in office, and people are not falling for that crap. If we want to make America great again, and we want to bring down these groceries, these inflation, because people want to buy houses. People want their groceries, more cheaper than what it is now. They want gas a little lower. Then you have to vote for Donald J. Trump. All right. So like I said, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. That way you can stay up to date with everything that's going on. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into it. Because like I said, Kamala Harris is unconscious. She is mad. So let's go. Donald J. Trump.
Where's our beautiful lady? Even though I'm supposed to be on the stage here, I'm supposed to be on that stage, and that doesn't matter.
That's amazing.
He's the best president you'll ever have. He's the best president you'll ever have. How are you?
Wow.
Real good stuff. Okay? So beautiful. See, look at that. Please bring it up here. Look at that picture. Okay? Is he going to come out and watch me? Not for stage in order to go.
That's amazing.
Okay. So beautiful. Take care of mom and good. There's a new sister.
It's here. It's a lot of great hair.
That's President
amazing.
Trump giving an 8-year-old fan who suffers from a rare brain condition a very special present for his 8th birthday because, that's what the Donald does. And in return, the largest labor union in the nation just gave Donald Trump the most amazing gift of the campaign. We're going to see just how momentous this historic snub of Kamala really is and how it won't just impact this election, but may indeed affect presidential races for the foreseeable future. Hey, gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, here to help you stay sane in these insane times. So you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. And you know what? Speaking of gift, you just gave me the most wonderful gift imaginable.
Wow, Look at all those people. Kamala Harris can never fill up a stadium like that.
Something magical is happening here, gang. These
Wow.
are the scenes from yesterday's Trump rally, if you can believe it, in Long Island, New York. As you can see, it was a capacity crowd at the Nassau Coliseum. There are reports that Trump does have internal polling that shows that New York is indeed in play, which of course would mean an epic blowout in November. And we have an anticipation of that possible blowout with the stunning development that just happened yesterday. The Teamsters Union, the single largest labor union in the nation, historically a total stooge for the Democrats, a loyal lapdog for the Democrat presidential candidate, they have come out and they have refused to endorse Kamala and instead gave at least a tacit endorsement of Trump. Now, of course, the way the legacy media is desperately trying to spin this utter humiliation for Kamala is they're reporting headlines that say the Teamsters have refused to endorse either presidential candidate. But that's equivalent to saying that the ultra-leftist teachers union refuses to endorse either candidate. There is only one candidate these institutionalized unions endorse. They're part of the establishment power structure, so they always fulfill their role in that establishment structure, which is to endorse the Democrat, just like the legacy media does. Hello, ABC. However, not only did they refuse to endorse Kamala, but they released a poll of their 1.2 million members that shows Trump absolutely crushing Kamala 2-1.
Wow.
Labor union members are supporting Trump by nearly 30 freaking points, 59 to 33. It's a stunning rebuke of Kamala. Here's Teamsters Union President Sean O'Brien.
I'm going to say this. Whatever the critics out there, and they're very few in the leadership, whenever I get an opportunity to highlight the American worker, especially the Teamster worker, I'm going to take any and all venue. We asked both conventions respectively at the same time, and the Republican National Convention immediately responded to us, didn't try and edit any of our messages, and I was hopeful that the Democrats would do the same, but they didn't. I'm not upset about it, but I can tell you this, my rank and file members who have been lifelong Democrats are not happy about it.
So they're...
Wow. So they pretty much reached out to Kamala Harris, reached out to the Democrats, and they straight ignored them. And Donald Trump immediately responded, because I remember this guy, Sean O'Brien, speaking at the RNC. So that's what it was. So why is AOC, why is all these Democrats so mad that the Teamsters didn't endorse them? But yet the Teamsters reached out to them and they didn't respond to them. But they want them to endorse them, but yet they didn't respond to them at all. So Kamala spent half of her time talking about her mom and lying on Donald Trump her entire speech. That right there is just so disrespectful. This man said they reached out to both sides. They didn't just reach out to Republicans, reached out to Democrats as well, and they didn't respond, but Donald Trump them did. And they expected the Teamsters to still endorse them. Which, yes, they said they did endorse and one of them. But if you look at the polls, it pretty much saying they endorsed Donald Trump. That's what the polls is telling you. So the media, they going to try to swing it and say, the Teamsters didn't endorse anybody. We ain't got to go by that. Look at the poll numbers when they voted. Look at the poll numbers. 33 to 59, that pretty much telling you they endorsed Donald Trump without even saying it. I guarantee you, if Kamala had 59% and Donald Trump had 33%, how much you want to bet CNN, MSNBC, ABC, all of them be talking about the union workers, the teams that they endorsed Kamala Harris. She got more percentage than Donald Trump. That's what they'll be running with. That's why they are so mad. But ain't that very disrespectful that they reached out to Kamala Harris and they ignored them? But then you got AOC crying and stuff talking about, I'm upset the Teamsters didn't endorse us. Well, anytime they needed us, we had they back. Y'all ain't had nobody back. The only thing y'all care about is y'all self. All y'all want to do is just lie y'all way back in office, and nobody is falling for that crap anymore. Nobody is falling for it.
There you have it. Kamala snubbed them at the convention, so now they are returning the favor and snubbing her. And it was a stunning snub. The Teamsters endorsement for the Democrat really has just become commonplace over the decades. They've endorsed Al Gore, John Kerry, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, but suddenly not Kamala. President Trump, of course, was asked about this historic snub. Here's what he had to say.
Mr. President, any reaction to the Teamsters' decision not to endorse?
No, they were. It's a great honor. They're not going to endorse the Democrats. That's a big thing. And this is the first time in, I guess, 50, 60 years that that's happened. Democrats automatically have the Teamsters. They took a vote, and I guess I was at 60% or more, and that's a great honor. I mean, it's really, I've had a lot of Teamsters work for me, a lot of the concrete trucks. They built all these buildings that you see in New York City, the Teamsters, exclusively Teamsters, I have to say, and they've done a great job. But the vote of the Teamsters themselves was very high for me, and the leadership, Sean O'Brien and the group, who are great people, they said we can't endorse the Democrats. So I think this is the first time in many decades that they haven't endorsed Democrats.
Big difference in those big industrial states, you think? They're going to make a difference?
I think it will, yeah, I think so. The Teamsters carry a lot of weight. The Democrats cannot believe they didn't. You know, look, this is, it was always automatic that Democrats get the Teamsters, and they said we won't endorse the Democrats this year. So that was an honor for me.
Now, I love Mike Cernovich's observation here. I think he is so spot on. The Teamsters' tacit endorsement of Trump. Make no mistake, that's what it was.
I do remember that when MSNBC, CNN was all talking about Kamala Harris won the debate. When everybody blatantly seen this woman told 25 lies. And they didn't correct her not one time, let her spew all them lies. But guess what? Everybody at home, like me and everybody else, seen right through it, all these lies, how they was taking up for her. They were never forcing her like any pushback or anything. They just straight ganged up on Donald Trump, and everybody seen it. That's the reason why Donald Trump said he won that debate, and I said he won that debate. It was 3-1, and he still won. Look at this right here. It said, all of you goobers who said Harris won the debate wrong. Teamsters are backing Trump. I can see behind the veil. Stop falling for gimmicks, you dorks. There you go right there. That's all you need to know.
It was a tacit endorsement of Trump proves that Trump won that debate. Cernovich noted that Kamala destroyed herself among these voters where they're supporting fracking bans and gun bans. Trump walked away from that debate as a champion of the working class.
Yep.
And the working class voter will decide this election. Therefore, Trump walked away the winner of the debate. And this endorsement, this tacit endorsement, proves it. Cernovich went on to tweet out, quote, I don't even know how to process the data anymore. We've never had such massive new support for a candidate. Nobody can tell you what's happening, not even me. It's just so big. And we could see that enormity in real time with that Teamsters poll. If we compare that poll to the one that was taken in July when Biden was still the Democrat nominee or presumed nominee, union workers were actually supporting Biden by 8 points in July. I mean, let that hit you. Biden was beating Trump among labor union workers by 8 points. They were being loyal Democrats. Again, it wasn't a huge lead, but it was still a lead. That support now is plus 27 for Trump.
Because you got to look at it. People see straight through Kamala Harris. If you look at these interviews, she only doing interviews with people who would not give her any pushback. She only doing interviews with people who gonna let her spill lies, even when they know she lying, but they not gonna get even pushback, just gonna let her keep on talking. No pushback anywhere. This woman would not come to Fox News and do an interview with a Sean Hannity, a Laura Ingraham, Jesse Waters. She won't come over there. She only want to go over to her side, ABC, for where they gonna let her continuously lie, and you can see it's really hurting her. And she's repeating all the same lines. Every interview she do, if they ask her the same question, she can't even answer, are we better off than we was 4 years ago? She goes straight to talking about her in the middle class, her upbringing, people lawns being green, the children of the children of the children. Like, what are you talking about? You ain't answering the question. So when she do that on these other networks and they're not getting pushback, people like me have to pause the video and say, hey, I'm going to push back on it. Since ABC don't want to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Because they're going to keep letting her get away with it.
It's a stunning 35-point swing to Trump. 35-point swing. And that swing represents an equally stunning political realignment happening in the nation right before our very eyes. A political realignment that promises to sink not just Kamala, but any potential Democrat presidential candidate for the foreseeable future.
Yep.
And that's because of the inextricable link between the working class vote and the so-called blue wall states, particularly Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. It's the working class that decides ultimately who wins those states.
Yeah.
And those working class voters, these blue collar voters, were at least sympathetic to an old Democrat like Joe Biden. Biden had long established his bona fides with working class voters, billing himself as old Scranton Joe. And of course, that was all part of just his BS stories about he was born in Scranton, Pennsylvania, grew up in Claymont, Delaware, a blue-collar family.
Just lying.
I mean, while factually he was born and raised in those places, I mean, just the details he filled in were all nonsense.
Yeah,
but
it
it did
was.
resonate for whatever reason. It did resonate with blue-collar voters over the last 40 years. So this is why Biden was able to win key swing counties in Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. These counties are inordinately working-class counties, and he needed those counties to flip to him in order to win those states. They had flipped to Trump in 2016, which took Hillary Clinton completely off guard. But as we've been saying now for weeks, these are the voters. These are precisely the voters, these working class voters, that the Kamala campaign ends up losing for the Democrats. If you want to guarantee the loss of those counties that you need to win, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, then by all means make Kamala your nominee. That's what we were saying back in the summer. California Kamala. She will be appalling. She will be an appalling disaster for these working class.
I'm telling
counties.
you.
That's been our argument over the last several weeks. That's exactly what Rich Barris has been saying at the People's Pundit.
Yeah, I always ask myself, why do Kamala keep saying an opportunity economy? What is that? What is an opportunity economy? What the world is that? She just says anything. It's funny when somebody says opportunity economy, but you ain't got no plans, no policies. All you did was copy and paste you and Biden policies. Her and Tampon Tam. Now one of them are answering questions. Look at all the interviews and stuff like that J.D. Vance and Donald Trump have done. While Kamala Harris and Tampon Tam just been sitting around only doing interviews with people that's on their side. J.D. Vance been going to CNN. He been going to all the leftist networks. He ain't scared like Kamala Harris is, and people are starting to see that. They are seeing it. So salute to the Teamsters, man. Salute to them.
Robert Barnes, Jack from Red Eagle Politics, Larry Schweikert. We've all been arguing the exact same thing. Kamala Harris is a blue-collar disaster.
Yep.
And now with this latest move from the Teamsters, we have total and absolute corroboration of that. Make no mistake, what happened yesterday changes everything. And it may not just decide the election in November. This tacit endorsement, if it represents a true realignment of labor union workers around a new blue-collar Republican Party, it may have decided presidential elections for the foreseeable future.
Yep. Salute to Dr. Steve Turley. Make sure y'all go over and subscribe to his channel. Definitely had to bring y'all this, man. Salute to the Teamsters Union. That right there was massive. You see how happy Donald Trump was about that. Even he spoke on it at his rally. This right here is very, very huge. 59% to like 33%. I mean, that sounds like an endorsement to me. Even though they ain't come out and say it, but it's still like an endorsement to me. And then you see Donald Trump even said it. But this right here is huge, man. We got to get President Trump in office if we want to save this country, because Joe Biden and Kamala Harris has destroyed our country. You know, Kamala Harris ain't going to be able to confront Putin, Zelensky, and all them. She ain't going to be able to do it. This woman can't even do an interview. How's she going to confront them about something? We got to get President Trump in there, man. That's just what it is. Go out and vote. Go out and vote for President Donald J. Trump so we can make America great again. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.